Welcome to Soul Sanctuary. I said tonight that I wanted to talk about navigating triggers. Excuse me. But I want to start with meditation. It will lead to navigating triggers. But if you think about it, you kind of need, when you're navigating the things that have pulled you off center, you need to make sure that you've got a solid center to go back to. It's kind of like if you're in a dunk tank and they hit the target and you're plunged into the water, you need to be able to find your way out. So it's a weird analogy, but meditation, I said earlier in a video, it's highly underrated for people who need to heal. I know that I did. I took it for granted. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think it was as powerful as it is. And it really is the answer. It's what kind of woke me up to my connection with God in the first place. When I felt that connection again, that's what propelled me into this full-blown awakening and ascension process. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to have a daily meditation practice where you sit down. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to set up, a whole space. It's nice if you have like a nice space where you feel safe and not cluttered and not hurried. But other than that, I'm saying you don't have to surround yourself with crystals and mantras and singing bowls, although you can. But if you just can sit, and especially if you can do it at the start of your day, and just sit, and I like to, like I've said, breathe into my heart, and just picture like a pillar or a column of light that's moving through you, moving through your core, and up to the heavens and down to earth, and just really connecting you. And now you're drawing from and giving to above and below. And if you really feel that connection, and just really clear your mind, breathe into your heart, and let that connection feed your heart center and feel it grow and expand. And feel the calmness and introduce some gratitude in there. And like I say, if you can't think of anything to be grateful for, put a smile on your face. For some reason, I don't know, it's magic, but the smile brings the gratitude, even if there's nothing on your mind. And often for me, just it will then bring something like, oh, of course, why didn't I think of this or whatever. But sometimes we're in a funk and we don't walk around, like shooting rainbows out of our eyes and, and floating on clouds all the time. So you can't always just bring something up. But anyway, that's a useful tool. And you bring some gratitude in, and you breathe into your heart, and just let it expand. If any thoughts come, just let them go. You can picture putting them on a leaf that's floating down a stream. You can picture them as, this is my favorite, that you're a dog and cars are driving by and you see them, but you don't chase them. Just let them go. And just sit there as long as you can, and you'll sometimes you'll just feel it click in. You'll just feel your connection. This oneness, this stillness is your connection to all that is. This is the real you. This is what you want to lock in. And remember this feeling so that you can navigate your way back to it. And the more you're familiar with this feeling, because I'm telling you, I didn't know this feeling existed for many, many years. But once I did, I didn't want to be far away from it. I'm not saying that I've never gotten far away from it, but it doesn't feel good. It's not, preferable to be away from it. So the more you can lock this feeling in and understand, like, this is your center, this is your connection, it'll be so easy to feel yourself getting pulled away, and you'll go, oh. So situations where you used to think, this is just who I am, you'll recognize this is who you are. That is a distraction. That is just an emotion that's coming up. That's whatever, that you can return back to the real you. Release whatever that is and return back to the real you. That's how you can start the day, as soon as you can. And then if you weave that throughout your day, meaning you're not saying, at 8 a.m. I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes, and then what do we do sometimes? We sit down to meditate, and we go, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go make a grocery list, or I'm going to leave for work, or I'm going to, whatever. Make it something that you just do throughout your day. When you do it, lock it in the morning, or as soon as you can, and then just bring yourself back. Don't let yourself get way over here and then at noon go, oh, I am out of control. I'm spinning out. And I'm going to sit down 15 minutes, and then I'm going to eat lunch, and then I'm going to, allow yourself to come back to center as soon as you can, as soon as you feel yourself being pulled away. If you weave it throughout your day, then you don't have to, try to reel yourself back in from way over here. And then that's when, you tend to give up and just say, meditation doesn't work for me. And like I always say, I am only here because I've been there. This is not judgment. This is speaking from experience. So once you've locked in that feeling, that knowing, that connection, from there, as you go throughout your day, if you feel yourself being pulled and something triggers you, and like I said, and it occurs to me that the word trigger can even be a trigger these days, because I think it's been thrown around so much that to say that you feel a trigger seems like you're a big baby and you can't handle life and, whatever. It's not true. These are here. They're just like a symptom is, to a physical dis-ease. That's what these are. They're just here to show us, like, hey, something needs some attention. So if you feel this trigger, and like I say, in the moment, you can just release what comes up. If you want to go back and investigate later on, then you can do it later on. But in the moment, let it go. If you're stuck in traffic and you're angry at another driver, you can investigate the fact that you feel the need to control everything later on. You don't need to figure it out on your way to work. But, and don't, hype it up. Like, we'll tell ourselves stories about why we should be angry and what a jerk, and this guy that, and this guy did this, and then you go to work and you're like, listen to this driver, and then your coworkers are all jazzed up for you, and like, and then you're just putting all sorts of heavy, sticky energy out. So it's in your best interest to just let it go. So in the moment, let it go. Bring yourself back to center. And just realize how good that feels. And like I said, if you want to go back later and look at it, then absolutely do that. But don't shut down. I know that it's so easy It's so easy. Even like, no matter how long you've been doing this, a trigger can come up that is connected to a wound that is so deep that you thought you healed, that it can almost instantly, like, just, you go back to believing that that's the truth about you. And whatever the limiting belief is, you just start to believe it, and all of a sudden you're in it again. Like, I'm not good enough, and I'm not chosen, and I'm, whatever you're believing about yourself, because it is so deep. And think about it, you've built your life based on this belief. You've made decisions without even knowing that this was running in the background, this programming. You've made decisions and built your life based on this. So of course it's going to be easy to say, look at my life, and it reaffirms it all, and it's just kind of this endless loop. So that's why it's so important to look at, what are you believing about yourself? I like to use the purple hair analogy, and it's, if someone came up to me right now and said, you have purple hair, I would be like, no, I don't. Okay. But if someone came up and said, whatever, you're not good enough, or you shouldn't be doing this, or, what do you know? You shouldn't even be talking to anyone, or whatever they would say. If there's part of me that believes that deep down, it's almost like a little gate is open, and that can get down to my core, because I believe it, because that gate's open, because, so if that triggers a response in me, then that is my invitation to go, oh, what am I believing about myself that brought up that emotion in me? And you don't have to necessarily know why you believe that about yourself. You just have to know that it's not true. You have to tell yourself the truth over and over and over again, because you've told yourself the lie so many times. You are a soul having a human experience. You are sovereign. You are powerful. You are here to learn. Your soul is here to grow. Your awakening is about shedding all of these limiting beliefs. It's about shedding the labels. It's about shedding the identity that you thought was you. All of those things, connecting to your true self. You are beautiful, sovereign soul. You deserve love. This is all about returning to love. Love is the key to everything. So tell yourself the truth. You don't have to know where the lie started. I like to say, if I'm nauseated, I don't wait until I figure out why. Did someone feed me bad food? Or am I getting a stomach bug? Or, and just hold that in until I figure it out. That'll just make you sicker. I will let it out. I've been emotionally nauseated many times, and just like, I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to feel this again. Let it out. You don't have to figure out where it came from. You may never know where it came from. There is such a thing as ancestral trauma that we carry. So, yeah. So don't hold your breath waiting to figure out, why do I think this about myself? Just know that it's not true. And if anything is pulling you off center, if anything is pulling you away from love and your peace, just know that that's your mind. Remember that you are a soul, and you have a mind, and you have a body. That's your mind telling you stories. And those stories, were meant to protect us, but this is now time to release them. They no longer serve us. They're holding us back. And you can just release it. Decide that you want to let it go, and let it go. All right. Remember, daily meditation. Find your center. Really lock that in. Lock it in. Okay? Nourish yourself. You have a body. Your body is what is allowing you to have this experience. Thank it for what it's done for you, and be good to it. Cleanse as much as you can. And yeah, nourish yourself with your daily routines. Weave meditation throughout your day. When you go to bed at night, show yourself love with just these little routines that, reminding yourself that you deserve love and you deserve comfort and grace and all of these things. Tuck yourself in at night. Have a little routine, just like you would with a child that you love. Brush your teeth, wash your face, clear your sleeping space, lay down, find gratitude for something, even if it's just, your pillow or your comfortable bed or the fact that you can lay your head down and rest. Anything. Let your heart feel that gratitude. Yeah. Sorry, I got a little overwhelmed for a minute there. And I was going to say something else. I forget what it was. Yeah. But nourish yourself. Show yourself love. Balance. That's what it was. This is also about bringing yourself back into balance. So if you want to talk, not duality. Duality is, versus, good, bad, this, that, If you want to talk about balancing energies, we all have energies within us that are considered, feminine and masculine, yin and yang, which I don't know that they exactly line up, but you get the concept. And one of the ways that you balance those is that you show up for yourself. And these little routines and these little promises to yourself that I'll show up for you and I will give you this love. Fill your own cup. All of these things that will bring you back into your state of centeredness and love and gratitude. All right. I probably, rambled for a little while. I hope that this is helpful. I am sending you so much love. My only reason for being here is to help you navigate your awakening. And if there's anything that I can do for you, please reach out. All right. Sending you love. I'll talk to you soon. And go do main character stuff. You're the main character in your movie. And the director and the actor and the writer. All of it. Okay. I'm sending you love.